Hi, I'm Medina from Arise Humanity, and today I have my special guest, a beautiful lady from uh, the UK that many people will be very familiar with. Her name is Katherine Edwards, and welcome, Katherine. Wonderful to have you here.
Oh, it's so lovely to see you as well. And I love all these connections. I've just got off from someone with Bali, and now I'm over with you in Australia. And we can moan about technology, but it's got some amazing advantages as well, hasn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that the ability to connect with, like-minded people around the world has just sort of really opened the door on the quality of our life. Connecting with people who are on the same page. Because sometimes when you're a little bit left of center, like I am, it hasn't always
Mm.
been easy to find like-minded souls in the vicinity, and Australia, as we know, has got less population and it's a bit more sort of sparse in terms of people. So it's wonderful to be able to have these connections, like yourself, and it just feels your life makes it so much richer.
I love it. I really love it. And I think particularly with, all the changes we've all been going through and the awarenesses we've all been opening up to, which has speeded up so much. I know a lot of people have been on this journey for a long while, but over the last few years, everything's speeded up and we've all managed to start to find each other. And I think that's still happening. I mean, obviously, people are at different stages of their journey, and some people will come and join our communities and then move on and do different things and then come back. And I just think all learning from each other and sharing solutions, ideas, and inspiration really is really fantastic.
That's so important, I think, at the minute. It is so accelerated. Time's just flying past. And then we've got a sort of certain intensity too at the moment of the energies and people finding that, things that they haven't perhaps dealt with in the past are coming up to be worked on as we, ascend in our energies and we upgrade. So we need that sort of support around us, I think, at the moment, just to support our journeys. And really hard to feel isolated and to feel like you're doing it alone. And I think I feel more now connected to community than I ever have before, which is I've actually landed on my feet in a beautiful town here in Queensland with a gorgeous community. And then the last week I went to a barbecue, a Christmas party, and a birthday lunch. Just
Love it.
in this community. I haven't even been here that long, but they're just so welcoming and warm, and we've made some beautiful connections. And community is really happening for me at the moment, and that's really special. So yeah.
Oh, I feel the same as well. And I think as you learn more about, you were saying, I think people are working through a lot of things themselves and realizing that we've all been brainwashed. We've all been programmed in ways that we weren't necessarily aware of. Sometimes there's obvious traumas, sometimes it's not so obvious. But actually, once you start exploring that side of you, yes, it can be challenging, but also it just can be so rewarding because different ways of living that you hadn't even contemplated before open up to you.
Yes, it upgrades your life in so many ways. So you're getting rid of the baggage, and then you're raising your frequency, and then it's allowing for a much better quality of life because you're going to draw in a higher sort of quality of existence once you clear away all the junk. And so I find that it's so many beautiful opportunities now that and synchronicities as well that we're
Mm.
not necessarily flowing in the same way before.
Yeah, I love it. And I think all of our communities are very well aware that, sometimes we can be very good at self-protecting ourselves as a species, us humans. And so sometimes there's a lot of denial there. But the beautiful thing is that the body does hold the score. And that can be a blessing or a curse. And if I was having this conversation with a really good friend yesterday, and it's like, well, we have to get to that stage where we're being honest and saying, how are our current decisions, our current programs working out for us? And if they're working out well for you, absolutely amazing, keep doing the same. But if they're not working out well for you, then it's time to change. And this time of year is often a time when people are really reflective. you know, the good old New Year's resolutions will be coming up soon, but I'm very much at a stage of don't wait, and be in that playful self-analysis of not about being judgmental about yourself, but being honest. And there's a difference, you know, because we all know our body, our energy, our hormones, our mindset, everything is all giving us clues all the time, and it's just a question of how soon we're going to start listening.
I think the really important component with that is the emotional body. So it's easy to suppress or ignore emotions or just try to avoid them, you know, be in avoidance. However, at some point it does catch up with us, and to be able to feel the emotions as they come up, you know, as we go through this journey, and not be sort of in avoidance or ashamed of them or anything like that, but gives ourselves permission to feel whatever's coming up. And then there's my dog in the background.
Oh yeah.
Just popping
It
into
looked like a cockatiel actually, because you could only see part of it. Yeah.
Thank you. And just give ourselves permission to feel whatever's coming up and not judge it, but just feel it and allow that sort of to just flow through, and then it will dissipate and it'll clear. And, you know, I think really embracing the emotional body too at the moment is so important.
Yeah, completely. And it will show up differently for all of us at different times. You know, sometimes it shows up very physically for people, sometimes emotionally. Relationships, there can be lots of mirroring going on with animals and with other humans, you know, where your triggers are so many different ways. There's all this information coming into us. And as humans, we're very used to sort of really concentrating on our five senses. Well, the five senses that most people are aware of, there's more, of course, but you know, your sight, your smell, your hearing, your touch, your taste. But actually there's so much information and energy and magnetic forces and everything we're all being impacted in that we're not necessarily so conscious of. But again, you know, if you want to make some changes in your life, that first stage is really about understanding where you're at now, and then really setting some clear goals. And actually, I've just launched on my site, I'll send you a link afterwards, Medine, for your listeners. My daughter, who's a brilliant professional athlete and mental performance coach, and I have just sort of put together a really good ebook that's just on donation basis about how to really go through and be clear about what your goals really are and are they aligned with your core purpose, and how to really make sure that you can follow through on them so that this year is the year that you actually achieve some of them.
That sounds amazing. She sounds very talented.
She
Chip,
is,
chip
yeah.
off the old block. In
I'd
Australia.
like to think so, but she teaches me a lot, I can say. And you've been through some major changes in your life, and it's obviously really suiting you. You're looking amazing.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, it's actually a funny story because you mentioned the link between animals and people. And my dog has been chewing his paws a lot. He was sort of doing it before as well, but he's been doing it quite a bit lately. And so we went to this vet who is alternative, and he does energetic as well as physical appraisals of the animal. And he says very much, you know, it's often to do with the owner's emotions and, you know, what they're dealing with. And so we're having this fun conversation on the way to the vet, and my partner's going, I bet it's you. And then we go to the vet, and he does this appraisal. You know, he has like a red laser, and he assesses a squidge, and then he says, oh, well, there is something coming up for the owner. And I go, okay, I know, it's me. And he goes, yes, actually. And it was about new beginnings, you know, being able to
Yeah.
fully embrace new beginnings and things. And yeah, so that was interesting.
Oh, it's so funny. I love it. I absolutely love it. How amazing that you've got such an open and enlightened vet. That's wonderful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It was very interesting. And he's going to be probably doing a bit of acupuncture on some meridian points in the next session to clear the allergy points for squidge. So that'll be interesting too. Very interesting. So Katherine, what I'd really love to chat with you about today, as well as just catching up on all the latest news, is that we have been behind an incredible new sort of product that has come into Australia, the UK, America. You know, it's really been quite a tidal wave of acceptance here in Australia. You know, there's a lot of people on board with it. But, you know, when we look at the reason behind why people are looking for solutions, it's really clear when we think about some of the stats, you know, the facts about what's happening with health in the world today. For example, in America, there's a higher infant mortality and lower life expectancy than any other country. It ranks the last in access to care in America and has worse health outcomes despite the highest spending on health. It has the highest obesity rate across all age groups for decades. American adults have the highest rate of diabetes. Lung disease is more common in the US. And, you know, all sorts of stats like that. Then you come to Australia and you look at 70% of Australians are overweight. 18 million are carrying this burden around. And so the stats are that 208 million Americans are overweight in an obese study as well. So with what we're talking about today, you know, there is really a search on out there, people looking for solutions for being able to reduce unhealthy fats, to be able to detox, to cleanse their energy, to really embrace much more health in their sort of physical vehicle. And so we've both come across this incredible product that is based on a flower extract, and it uses thermogenesis, which burns visceral fat and is directly addressing the obesity epidemic. It's an innovative technology that is a herbal remedy. It does so many things, calms the nervous system, promotes sleep, drops cortisol, empowers the burning of unhealthy fats. And this visceral fat around the organs can cause inflammation and interferes with organ function. Higher body fat can lead to type 2 diabetes, stroke, heart disease, and some cancers. This particular product is been shown to burn for 9 hours, accelerating calorie burning the metabolism. It has 1.5 years of clinical trials and research papers. It's predominantly safe, impactful, tasteless, natural, vegan, non-GMO, and no known side effects. So this product, this hops product, which is a patented product, I want to explore a little bit more with you. I have some testimonials for some people that I know firsthand have started on this and are trialing it. And I've also got my own experience. But is there anything that you would like to share to start off about this new innovation that has really taken Australia by storm? I know I talk to people, and even without me, you know, saying anything, people are saying, "Oh, look, have you heard about this thing?" So, yeah.
Oh, do you know, I love it. And I so love the group of us that are connecting and sharing these solutions, because people need to know about what is possible that isn't going to do them more harm. So most people, we've been really led down the garden path over the last 100 years in particular, with the whole big pharma and Western medicine model. And of course, we're not saying that isn't needed. You know, if I get run over, I'm going to want to go to hospital and be patched back up together, and people can save my life with that. And there are some pharmaceutical drugs that are life-saving and are needed. But the problem is that our bodies are under so much stress now, Nadine. We've got chemical stress. We know that's coming from the air, the water, the food. We've got psychological stress, which is coming from everywhere. I think our audiences are very well aware of a lot of the psychological stresses that we're much more aware of now. But of course, we've been under these psychological stresses and whether you call it the matrix or the way that we've been taught it's normal to live our lives, where you're working all the time, financially restricted, time restricted, joy restricted, sun restricted, clean air, food, water restricted.
I will say I'm not sun restricted here. That's one thing
Yes,
we've got
we
lots
are
of
here. Yeah, but even, you know, with the sun, you know, with all the blockers they're doing to block the sun, I won't use
That's
too many
true.
trigger words on your thing. So, you know, we know that all the stressors are out there. And the thing is most people know that when they start to gain weight, there's loads of reasons for it. Well, come on, but stress is a major issue, which is majorly linked to hormone disruption. You know, none of these things happen in isolation. They're all linked. Most people have heard of the vagal nerve, which is really the main nerve that controls the parasympathetic, the rest and relax part of our nervous system. So what our bodies are always doing is they're being bombarded physically, emotionally, spiritually, from all these different directions. And we've got loads of good things in our bodies to actually keep the homeostasis, keep the balance. But sometimes the overwhelm for us gets too much and our bodies can't cope. And one of the ways that they try and protect us is to lay down this visceral fat, which is a type of fat that goes around the organs. It can, you know, be positioned in, even skinny people can have a lot of areas of visceral fat, and it often gets covered by that adipose fat, that, you know, the white fat that goes over the top, and I'll explain the link in a minute. But part of the reason why we lay down this extra visceral fat, which is particularly dangerous, is to stop the toxins getting into our vital organs. So it's like the body's self-protection mechanism. My insulin levels are too high because my stress hormones are off the scale, and the food I'm being fed is making it impossible, and I'm always in a rush, and I'm always stressed, you name it. This cycle continues and starts earlier and earlier now, as we're seeing with younger people, with the levels of anxiety and depression and things being off the scale. So, but once it's built up, it's really hard for people to address it. And most people, when they're caught in that stress cycle, it's too much to say to people, change everything about your diet, change everything about your lifestyle, reduce your stress. It's all very well. People aren't silly. They know they've got to do this, but where to start? And what I love about this, Nadine, is it's like such an easy solution. So it comes in a little dropper bottle. Or I've got one here, one of these things called a snap, and you just literally squeeze it open and put it into a nice glass of water or a nice green shake. But what this is it's a natural product, unlike all the horrific other things that, like Ozempic, that are out on the market for people that people are being tempted with, that actually works to bring the body back into balance. Now,
Yeah.
like everything, our audience are very well educated. They know that we cannot make medical claims. But what we're looking with this product is it's actually been shown, you mentioned the word thermogenesis, which is fat burning. And most people have heard of Wim Hof and cold showers and ice plunges and things. And that thermogenesis is your body's sort of shivering response, which burns off this visceral fat. So what happens is the brown fat then activates the white fat that sits on top of it. So bringing the body back into balance, bringing your hormones back into balance, your inflammation levels back into balance.
Yeah.
So we cannot make any medical claims about this product. I want to be really clear on that. And of course, everyone's results will vary. But why I'm so excited about it is when people start to have some positive feedback, and we're going to be sharing loads that people are having, when they start to see things actually working, and they start to see that they're shedding the weight, which means they can then, they've got the energy and the mobility to start to think, oh, I might want to up my exercise now. And they start losing the cravings for the bad things and gaining the better things. Their hormones start coming back under control, which makes every aspect of their life. And we tend to just think of the hormones, saying us women, of you know, grumpiness, menopause, or hot flushes, but actually it's your whole metabolic process is combined by hormones. They're your body's messenger symptoms that are communicating what bit of the body should do what and how and when. So this is an absolute game changer, to have something natural from nature that's safe, that's easy to use for absolutely anyone, that can actually then really give them an achievable way to kickstart their creating, getting back into balance. Because if you're already caught in that stress cycle, if you're working all the hours that God sends, you can't suddenly completely transform your diet, completely transform your lifestyle, completely. But once you start seeing things getting better, you've started that journey and you can just build on it. It's phenomenal. And the results we're seeing are amazing, aren't they?
Absolutely. It's interesting because it has something in it, an ingredient in it, which actually suppresses appetite. So you're not as hungry. You're not getting all these cravings anymore in the way that you normally would, which also helps the whole process as well of reducing the weight. And I would like to share my experience, which is that I definitely have lost centimeters from taking the product, and as well as noticing a reduction in that way. I don't actually weigh myself because I'm not really into
No,
that,
I don't.
but I noticed the reduction in the inches, around the waist, particularly, that sort of thing. And the other thing that I will say too, I know that it detoxes, it cleanses the body, and it can work on counteracting any inflammation in the body. My upline explained it to me very well, Anna. She said that the there's something in it that actually works in reducing inflammation as well. So it's doing multiple things at once. And I noticed that because I've chronically had a bit of a skin condition in my life, and that has, for most of my life, and that has really reduced as well with this product. People have made comments. One person made a comment to me on my video, my last video that I did, and I'd been taking it for, I think, nearly 2 months. And she said, "Oh, you look 10 years younger." And I thought the only thing really different, I mean, I've moved. I'm in a mobile home now. I'm not living in the old house that I was in. But the only other thing I've really done too much differently is just take this product. So I do attribute some of that to this product as well, with that wonderful comment that I got, which I really appreciate. Thank you, whoever made that comment. And also, I find that, you do have more energy. The quality of your sleep improves. I will also say that sleeping in the mobile home has improved my sleep as well, because in the house where I was, I think it was an older house and it might have had a bit of, mold or whatever, but and I'm getting a lot of fresh air as well. So it could be other factors as well, but I'm definitely sleeping better, much deeper. And I noticed that straight away too when I started taking it. So I am noticing a variety of different improvements that have been happening, and particularly a huge shift in my skin, and also dropping some size, centimeters as well. And that's continuing. So that's great. I will share that I've got 2 people that I introduced to this, and they have just today, in fact, left me testimonials, which is really appropriate since I'm talking to you. So one of them was, it's really cute. I like the way she said this. She said, "I am very happy with it. Sometimes I do forget to take it. I can't see I'm losing weight, but I definitely look better. I'll have to do the tape measuring again and tell you, but last I checked, I think it might be 5 centimeters around the waist and 2 centimeters around the muffin area." She calls it the muffin area. "This is particularly good as I've been taking it once a day, skipping days, and I've been totally stressed due to other things, that have been happening for it in her life." So that was really positive, and that's just her very very wonderful.
It's not just end. I know it's always a joke that size doesn't matter for the ladies like that, but it does. I mean, let's say 5 centimeters is a lot. That's a couple of inches. That is a lot to lose when you're still going at things. So that's fantastic. Carry on. But I don't, because my husband's lost 8 centimeters around his waist and tummy areas, and he was like, "That's not much." I was like, that's a huge amount.
Actually, that's
That's
huge.
a huge amount.
It is huge.
Yeah.
It is huge. And then somebody else, oh, that's great to hear about your husband too. And the
I'm
other
happy.
thing, the other thing was I got a message today from someone who contacted me, and she said, I commenced taking Fix late November 2024. The first week I measured myself, I lost 5 centimeters on my navel region. The second week, I lost an additional 1 centimeter off my thighs. I'm feeling less bloated, lighter and fitter, less hungry, less inflammation, and sleeping well. I'm eating similar foods and walking 4 times a week before and after taking it. I highly recommend it as it's so easy to take and natural. And that's another thing, because when you put it in your drink, you don't really, it doesn't really have a
Can't
taste.
taste it
So
at
it's
all.
really easy to take.
Yeah, I think what we for maximum results, and what I would like to say is everyone results will vary. And I'll perhaps if I just tell you a couple of things that my team have noticed, which is
Sure.
amazing,
Yeah.
and then we could perhaps, I think, have a chat to people about how to get the most of it, if that's okay.
Yep.
But the things, I've made a little note from the testimonials I've got back. So my husband's lost 8 centimeters. I mean, that's
Wow.
incredible. And bear
That's
in mind, it's Christmas lunch celebration period over here and everything, you know.
and good
I've lost
timing just before Christmas. That's
exactly.
great.
I've lost 5 centimeters off my muffin area, which I'm well chuffed about. And I don't weigh myself. I haven't had scales for years, but I know whether my jeans are tight or not. But some of the most amazing ones. So there's one lady in our team, her son was, and again, I'm going to keep for compliance reiterating, we are not making medical claims here. What we're saying is when you give your body the right stimulants to bring itself back into balance and correct these metabolic pathways that have gone astray, your body then starts responding back as it wants to. So your body's doing the healing. But her son has noticed a huge, I mean, life changing, just after a couple of weeks, change in his anxiety and depression. And that's because this pathway really affects the vagus nerve, which I explained briefly before. People can look up about the vagus nerve. It affects so much of your life, your energy, your digestion, your parasympathetic, your relaxation, stress responses, your sleep, all sorts of things. So that's just completely transformed. And he's had this problem for nearly a year. And just after, I think, 10 days on the fix, a huge improvement. Sleep, one of my ladies' clicky joints have improved. General inflammation, her mother's arthritis in the hands. Now, of course, we can't say it's causing the arthritis. It's taking the inflammation down in her body, which she's noticing she can now move her hands properly. One of the ladies in our team, Jamie, has lost so much weight, and one of my friends, Frank, in America, has gone down 2 trouser sizes. And they're all noticing increased energy. For me, myself, I haven't noticed that my sleep or my energy has changed. I mean, my sleep isn't great because I tend to work much too late at night, but that's all changing in 2025. Declaring that now, my work habits are going to change. I always have a lot of energy, so you know that's never been an issue for me. But there's a lot of people noticing that their hormone cycles, and for us ladies, their menstrual cycles are really getting a lot better, and menopausal symptoms and things.
Yeah.
And then I've got a couple of ladies in my group that haven't noticed, have been on it 7 weeks now, that haven't really noticed much at all. But they're very aware on the holistic health side of things, and they understand that different people's bodies react in different ways in different times. So one thing we do always say is that some people literally do have instantaneous results with this, and other people, because your body will do this in a safe way in the order that your body needs to rebalance, it will take longer. So
Yeah.
like any natural solution, it's not a pop a pill and miraculous, so everything goes back to normal. You're working with your body rebalancing itself. So people need to give it at least 3 months to
Yeah.
really start working for them. And if you're not going to give that, then it's probably not the approach for you, because Medina and I and the wonderful team we're working with, which you've already touched on, there's so much support in this team,
Mm.
is it's about doing things in a natural way at a pace that's going to help your body, not shock your body.
Yes, yes. And that's what I love about it, because it's no side effects that have been reported. It's very natural, and it's your body is being supported in the process. You know, you look at a lot of the products in the other area that big, HARMA, I like to call it, and there's so many side effects and things often associated with these types of ways of dealing with things. And so, we do need to find now solutions that are different from what we've been traditionally doing, and that are, this herbal base is brilliant. It's bringing back, lost knowledge, I guess, that has been swept under the carpet on purpose for, profit-making purposes. So I think that if we all are able to focus on this as well, our physical vehicle, and really honoring the temple that is our body. And I think that that's really crucial for so many people, particularly, Western society at the moment. There's just such a need for that. And I know people are on the lookout, and many people are, really starting to pay attention to this particular product. So are there any last words there, Katherine, that you'd like to share about it? I know that people will want to be finding out more, so I'll leave some links below in the description for a website for information. If you'd like to order, there'll be some links below as well. If you'd like to make any inquiries, please contact me. And I would like to mention too that I'm very happy to announce that this Friday at 6, is it 7 p.m., 6:30 or 7 p.m.? No, I think it's 7 p.m. on Friday, this coming Friday. I'm having a Zoom online meeting for anyone in my team that wants to join. If they want to invite people that are interested, they're going to be inviting them as well, friends, family, or people that want to learn more or ask questions, people that want to share feedback. Please, come along to this Zoom meeting, and we can explore this further. So that's an opportunity for people to really be active and participate and ask any questions, and find out more information they need to know. I have a wonderful upline called Anna, who is the most beautiful lady, and she's very, very knowledgeable as well. And so she's going to be there as well, answering any questions. And so, yeah, encourage people to come along to that meeting. I'll leave the information below, the Zoom meeting link below. And please, bookmark it, everyone. Put it in your phone and join us for that. But go ahead, Katherine. Any last words there you'd like to share?
Yeah, what I found, and I think it's all about, I think people in our communities really understand about the intent. And, life, whether you believe in manifestation or whatever your belief is, gives you back what you're doing, what you are, what your energy is, not what you just want. And when you make this commitment to your health, you're really sending a very clear message out to the universe that this is a priority for you. And what I've noticed is a lot of people, when they start making that energy exchange of spending money on them health, then it makes them really be much more aware of what is going on with their bodies, and they're much more motivated to make other lifestyle improvements. And I would just really reach out to Medine, because Medine is incredibly supportive to her community. And this is one of the most beautiful things about this direct selling is there's also an opportunity. Everyone who buys this product will get their own link. If you want to, you can share that and earn enough to get your products for free. Or if you're looking for an alternative income, Medine will help you with that as well, because it's this playing this forward. We want to create a different way of doing things, and models like this where you're combining health freedom and wealth freedom are, in my mind, absolutely the way forward, because everything about it is encouraging. When you help others, you help yourself, and surely that's all what we want moving forward. So please do, even if you're not sure, just reach out and book a call with Medine and just find out more and see whether this might be right for you.
Oh, that's a brilliant point. For me, that's why I got a mobile home. I want to step out of the matrix, out of the system. And this particular model and this product, firstly, I was guided to get it because I knew it was going to help me. And that was my number one priority. So that I got it for that reason. But then on top of that, it does support my new way of being, my new lifestyle, where it's also an income for me that supports me to be out of the matrix and to have a more self-sufficient lifestyle as well. And that's been really, really brilliant and timely too, as I step out of all aspects as much as possible of the old system. So that is a brilliant point. Thank you, Katherine. I'm so glad you mentioned that.
I
Well,
love it. We're all here to help. You've got an amazing support team. We've got the amazing Sambo Patrick that is full of just wonderful information. You've got some fab resources there in Australia. And I'm excited because now's the time for people to really take back control of their health. And this is a brilliant first step to doing that.
it totally is. I'm so pleased that it came into my sphere. Yay,
Me
love
too.
the
It's
universe. Love the
lovely.
universe.
And you are really looking amazing. Your new lifestyle is obviously really suiting you. So,
Oh, thank you.
great job.
Oh, that's lovely. Thank you so much, Katherine. Well, we'll chat again soon. I love to keep
Oh, I love to.
yes, yes. And if anyone wants to make a comment below too, please feel free to make a comment. And I look forward to supporting people on their own health journey. So just contact me, like Katherine says, if you'd like to find out more. Thanks, Katherine. Have a beautiful,
Have
beautiful
a
day.
brilliant holiday period, and we'll definitely be speaking more in 2025. Can you believe we're talking about 2025?
Gosh.
I
Fine.
know.
Lots of
Well,
fun.
take
Fine.
care, everyone.
Bye.